there's a lot of change happening in the retail industry. So the advent of omnicommerce, of e-commerce in all its forms, the enormous growth in terms of mobile usage and demand in South Africa, and the entrance from foreign companies, foreign retailers are all putting pressure. So there is a real need for us to simplify retail. And I think retail has not thought that cleverly about how to leverage technology in that simplification journey. In our research, we did quite a lot of interviews with local CIOs, but also local CEOs, and in some cases both in the same room at the same time. And there was definitely a sense that the CEOs' expectations in many cases were escalating significantly. So, for example, Doug Jones at Macro said, I want to do 5 times more innovation in the next year than I've done in the last 5 years. And the sense of a sort of a real recognition of the transformational capability of technology in their retail businesses. I happened to be fortunate enough to get exposed to some of what Zara has been doing. The interesting thing for me when I first came across this case study is that for many of us who've been around retail a little while, RFID was kind of one of those things that Walmart mandated that everyone was going to go RFID, and there was a huge buzz, and then it was all too expensive, and even in South Africa we were thinking, we've got to go out and rush out and do RFID, and it just basically went very, very quiet. And the reason because it was just not economically affordable. But Zara took a different approach. So what they did was they decided they wanted to identify every single garment individually using RFID, and they wanted to do that in order to radically improve their end-to-end supply chain. So right from the manufacturer through to even the changing room in the store, etc. The insight for them was that they put them into the security tags, so they were immediately then recyclable. They took the hours devoted by a store doing stock counts from 240 hours to 10 hours. They managed to improve inventory accuracy by between 20 and 30%. And also at the point of sale, what it does is it generates item level sales information for replenishment. So, it's not about then guessing how many size 10s you've sold of the latest item, to the detail. So it takes a huge amount of the kind of heavy lifting out and sort of uncertainty out of that end of things. And what was really interesting was when I went to the new Zara in the waterfront, you can actually see it at work. Everything gets scanned in. So the staff have essentially an iPhone that they use as the RFID lookup device. And then what they're able to do is if you haven't got the right size, they'll say, it's fine, I can see there's a size 10 in the store, I'll go and swap the size 12 for the size 10, or I'll get it for you. And it allows them to immediately verify availability using the store Wi-Fi. And then it also allows them to, if necessary, identify where the item is available if it's not in the store, and kind of complete the purchase and say, we can actually get it to you, we'll have it available for you within the next 24 hours. So it really has a big impact, not just on the back-end efficiencies, but on the quality of the customer experience as well. So in 2014 alone, they tagged around 500 million items, and they've reduced out of stocks by between 50 and 30%. They've lifted sales by between 10 and 15% in most categories. And this is not an underperforming business, right? This is Zara, this is Inditex, who are, probably the global market leader in fashion. There's a great example of if you revisit an old problem, but think about it in a different way and innovate around it, you can deliver massive returns.
Standard Bank. Moving forward.